people to scoff, to get people to accept your message because you're laughing at it, going, oh, this is so clever, this is so funny, I love this show, it makes me laugh. And when I talk to teens, like 90% of them do watch the show and love it. So my message about the show to them is, first of all, I say, you know, this would never have been shown in the 70s. And they say, oh, they think it's because there's all the sex in it and everything. And
well, yeah, can you elaborate on that? Because I think there's probably a lot of people out there that don't even they either know what Family Guy is just because they think it's like a cartoon. Because I didn't know until you told me.
It's a comedy. It's a cartoon. And basically, the father of the family, as in so many sitcoms and shows today, is what the teens tell me. I say to the teens, how are fathers portrayed on the shows you watch? And they think for a minute, and the guys go, big fat idiots. And I said, yeah, just like this show, Family Guy. No. And I said, here's mine. I said, what's going on there? Interesting. Anyway, the father of this family is a big fat idiot, but the mother on the show is portrayed as the sex object in the home. You know, the father left after her, the dog left after her, the baby left after her. He also wanted to kill her, but he left after her. So the show is very anti-woman. The father hates his teenage daughter, Meg. He lets piano fall on her, and it's like really funny. He's always like very abusive to her. And so what I tell the young people is this would never have flown in the 70s because the feminists, God love them, the end of my presentation to deal with Family Guy, but I say, you know I'm not a prude, right? He goes, no, good. Because I'm showing them all kinds of clips and we're having a really good conversation. And then I say, I use Family Guy as something that's very indicative of what our culture is doing. And then I ask the men, I ask the young men, even as young as 7th grade, I said, you know, you guys hear about, you know, you're supposed to protect the dark, all that, all the time. I said, but from what? What are you protecting us from? And it was, invasion. Yeah? What else? But how about I said, you know, what you really need to be protecting us from is evil. Yeah. The evil that we want to do to ourselves, the evil that you want to do to us, the evil that Satan wants to do to us. And I said, can you do that? I asked them point blank, can you do that to us? Can you protect us from evil? And to their credit, these guys never answer right away. They don't, they're thinking about it. They're calculating, do I want to do this? Can I do this? What is she talking about? And usually I don't get an answer out of them straight away. And I said, that's fine. I said, you think about that. You go home and think about that. And the girls, I can see their eyes are shining and they're like, oh, somebody's, sticking up for us and getting the message out there. And then I follow the clips, the family, a lot of times I even show the clips because they're so bad. And sometimes the parents tell me, we don't want you showing Family Guy.
Yeah.
Although there's also the other sad reality of parents sitting down and watching Family Guy with their kids and laughing and thinking it's funny because we have like 2 or 3 generations now that are conditioned to laugh at horrible.
Yeah, I have to say that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to ask you some more questions about that. It really seems to me that there's a desensitization. It was so progressive, it kind of snuck up on a lot of people. And it's only until I sometimes sit down and watch like an old movie from when I was growing up that I realize how far we've come and how slippery everything is. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched Glee, but Glee was a prime example of how I sat and watched that with my kids for the first couple of episodes, and then all of a sudden it changed. It was a little bit at first, and then a little bit more and a little bit more. I mean, don't you think that, I mean, first of all, because it's a cartoon, it shows things that you could never do on a live show, even at the standards we have right now. But, I mean, why is there an agenda going on that there seems to be I mean, or do you think I'm crazy? I bet you there's people listening right now that think I'm crazy, thinking that Hollywood has an agenda that they're trying to infiltrate through media. That by sitting there and having us be desensitized to, and laughing, ha ha ha, that the dog's lusting after the wife, as you said, and the baby's lusting after the wife, and the father's lusting after the wife, and the father's treating his own daughter so horribly. I mean, please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks that.
No, and I'll actually get, sometimes the young people themselves will say, ones especially who might be in youth group or a little more into their faith, they go, well, it is getting worse. They'll say, it didn't start off that way. But of course, they still watch it and think it's funny. And I even have some adult male friends who are like the most pro-life guys in the world, like super-duper pro-life activists who love Family Guy. It's like this strange, guilty pleasure they have. And I always, call them on that and question them and make them think about it. And one of my friends, I said, did you know that Seth MacFarlane, who is the creator of Family Guy, he poured millions into promoting gay marriage? And then that kind of like takes them back a little bit. I mean, I think you can sometimes divorce an artist's product from the actual artist. But, when somebody is that committed to an agenda, like you say, Christina, it's coming through. It's going to come through in their shows. Why wouldn't they use their show? And we know there are special interest groups in Hollywood. They have actual organizations about promoting images of what they want to promote in film and in TV. We know these organizations exist. They're not even hiding it. They're not even trying to hide. So you're absolutely right. There is a basic agenda, and they want to infiltrate as much media as they can, these special interest groups.
Yeah, I have to say, I remember speaking at an engagement, and there was a guy who came up to me afterwards, because I, talked about Jersey Shore and the objectification of women and some of that kind of stuff, and he came up to me and goes like, well, I'm not going to go to hell if I watch Jersey Shore, am I? And all of a sudden, because, the Holy Spirit does give us the words if we just open ourselves to it. I had these words go into my head that I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so perfect, because I communicated the truth in love and mercy. Not judgment and, oh my gosh, yes, because it's so awful. Because you know what? We have to be very careful that we speak a language people can receive, and I think that's why what you do is so valuable. But here's the words that I felt the Holy Spirit inspired me with, which was, it's not about whether you're going to go to hell or not. It's rather that when you watch a show where it's okay for men to punch a woman in the face, and it's all about working on your body and getting your hair gel up, and the guy calls himself the situation, you know what I'm saying, just because he's got pecs and abs, and all he cares about is one girl about her tan, and one girl, Snooki, she's like, I spit my man, I chew him up and spit him out, so I said, I'm afraid that if you're seeing that that's what a woman is, and it's okay to have a woman say F this and F that, and I chew my men up, that you will be so desensitized to that version of what a woman is that your sensibilities won't at all be disturbed. And so the kind of woman you deserve, the kind of woman that will love, honor, respect you, that will help you to be the man that you're called to be, if indeed you're called to marriage, that you will miss that opportunity because you will somehow just see the very opposite, the antithesis, the profanity of what real femininity is. And you'll say, oh, well, that's just how all girls are. And he just kind of, his eyes just got big. Because you know what I'm saying? So I really think that, to me, that's like one of the biggest issues that we have right now with these shows, is it's horribly skewing what should be perceived as normal.
Well, I think what you laugh at tells a lot about your character. What you think is funny tells a lot about your character, and what you take pleasure in, what your leisure time is spent doing, and the shows that you enjoy. Why do you enjoy them? What are you? And you're saying, but I don't believe in this in my real life. I would never do this. Then why are you choosing to spend time watching this show? What are you getting out of it? And Jersey Shore is just wrong on so many levels. It's beyond the great dumbing down of America. What is there? They have this little motto. What is it, like laundry, canning, and something else? And I always say also too that cartoons can be pornographic.
Oh yeah.
They'll show like naked bodies, sort of stuff, like they're pixelizing a little bit, but like you said, you can get away with a lot more when it's a cartoon. But I really do pray for Stephen Filan because he's from Boston and I'm from Boston, and some of his humor is specific Boston humor that he inserts into Family Guy. And the guy is so clever. And when he's clean, when he's good, when he's right on, he is funny. You know, like this whole deconstruction of The Godfather, the movie. Peter, the father of the family, doesn't like The Godfather. He can't stand it because it insists upon itself. And that's a Boston expression. I've told people, I say, have you ever heard that expression before? They're like, nope. It's a Bostonian thing. But anyway,
all right. Well, we're going to need to go to break. I'm sorry, I think we're having some kind of a delay, so I'm not able to get that adequately to you. But we need to go to break, and we come back. I want you to elaborate a little bit more on exactly that. We got people that are embracing their greatness, but they're using it not in the way that maybe they were called to use their gifts. I think that's a prime example. So join us on Embracing Your Greatness. We'll have some more with Sister Helena Burns with Pauline Press. Stay tuned. Embracing Your Greatness. We'll be back right after the break.